it seems that we got ourselves a new Bleach trailer. Now, obviously shout out to Geeku, of course, because it is on the Bleach Soul Resonance news page. Make sure you're following that to get updated on what's going on, new trailers, new graphics, which we'll check out in just a second, of course. Yeah, unfortunately, because I was trying to look for better quality of this video, but I just couldn't find anything, so this is kind of the best we're going to have to make do. But anyway, yeah, we'll just kind of get stuck in, of course. So, new trailer does give, well, I would say give us a better look, but Christ almighty, this is like 480. It says 720p, but my god, it looks like 480p, but yeah, this is more of an updated look of it all too, so I will say I do like the camera angle. Yeah, the dodging looks pretty smooth too, because again, the game, oh my god, okay, that was, now, obviously for trailers it can be a little bit deceiving, because of course they're going to make it look clean, flush looking, so, but the movement so far looks awesome. I do like the camera angle, so that's kind of where I would like to keep it at, more on a kind of, yeah, like downward. This looks, yeah, a lot more cleaner. I can actually visibly see what's going on. Yeah, I mean, as long as the countering timing is also spot on, because that was a bit buggy too through the first beta testing, I will say. So I think it's just going through each stages of each go. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, let's see how this one goes. I mean, so far, yeah, I felt like with the more updated look of the game and the gameplay and whatnot, because they've also enhanced the targeting mechanic for the game itself. Hey, look, if I can do that in game and it be as clean as that, that is a W of a change. Yeah, this actually also had a little bit of an issue during the beta, but could very well be cleaned up right now. Okay, cool, like that. I believe there's new like dodging mechanic of some form. Okay, looks good though. Getsuga Tensho. There we go. Looks good though. Looks very. Well, what's going on? Oh my god! For a second there, I thought there was gonna be some sneak peek of some new things. Okay, so yeah, looks good. Looks good. You know, with this new trailer of kind of giving us that more of a gameplay look. Again, with the initial beta testing that we did, there was a lot of faults through the gameplay, kind of being clunky. The dodging mechanic just kind of. It just didn't feel right, to say the least. And obviously when it came to like long attacks, projectiles also, that was also a big of an issue in terms of the whole dodging mechanic. It just, you would, it's weird because you'd block or you'd dodge it, but you'd still get clipped. Like it was a bit, yeah, it was just weird. But this looks a lot more polished, a lot more smoothened out. Again, I am a fan of this camera angle. I do like the close-up, kind of lowered. I don't like that, like more so of the high top. So if we can kind of keep this angle, I'm actually all for this. Kind of reminds me of like a console type of game, if anything. It's kind of crazy, but yo, low-key, they need to do a PC port for this game. I'm not even going to gap right now. Because as much as I'm going to be playing the hell out of it, and you know, it's on the mobile device, so you know, I can be out and about and still grinding it out, but it's too beautiful not to kind of bring over. I mean, this could also potentially get a console port, if anything. It looks promising to do so. Also, yeah, dodging. Okay. Oh, that was clean. Wait, what? Wait, did he just deflect that? Well, not deflect it, but did he block it, which then gave him like a projectile against his headshot? Okay, well, that looks interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, it seems that yeah, the developers are taking it seriously, and there is some form of gameplay overhaul, which is fantastic. But as I've mentioned previously, the targeting system for this game has been enhanced and improved, so that's also a huge W. But yeah, so here are just kind of some artwork that has been improved or updated, should I say. So very nice. I do kind of vibe with that, of course. New look at the gang, as it states. Yeah, Ikaku and Kenpachi got their. Well, no, I think Ikaku's artwork's always been like that, unless I'm tripping. He's always pointing forward and whatnot, but I think that's Kenpachi's new art style that they got going on, so that's pretty nice. Now, I also wanted to talk about this. So obviously with the developer, well, basically this video that the developers posted, yeah, obviously more was said on about it, so I'm just going to kind of briefly clean up on right now on what was said. So first things first, I think this is something big. The gacha system of this game is getting its work done, clearly needs to be. And so with what has been changed, so I mean, yeah, Kaku kind of put it in a very short form, which is very nice. So character 80 wishes for a guarantee, so you 80 pulls, that's the safety barrier for us, and we get the character on the 80th pull, so that's the GSSR right there. They've actually lowered the weapon for the characters, if you want to, yeah, weapon, sticker, call it what you will, to like 40. So I think that's huge. That is massive. I don't think, has the game actually lowered it to that extent? Either way, it's a 40 guaranteed, easy. Obviously, with duping characters and weaponry, it does look like a lot. I think in total, I think I was counting 12 at one point. But they've confirmed that in terms of duping our character, it's only going to require 6. So that's also a W, and fair. I feel like that's reasonable. Going any more than that, it's a bit overkill. And for weapons, it's going to be a total of 5 dupes. So they have been very reasonable to how things should be in the gacha system of things. So that's kind of how things are looking. Drop rate increased to 1.84. So that's kind of the little upgrade. I say little upgrade. This is a fairly decent upgrade for the gacha system itself. So yeah, no, I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. Something that was heavily needed to be looked into, and people did voice their opinions. Just so you guys know, the weapon guarantee was at 70, so it was 10 below the character, but they've just dropped it by half now. So yeah, very nice. So I think for the most part, oh, also they did mention that there will be increased distribution of like gacha tickets and whatnot through in-game events, and yeah, just kind of giving active players those additional ways to gain more summons. So that's also another thing that's been enhanced, which is very nice. And then you guys know that they've also done up the artwork quite beautifully, if we can say that. Yeah, I think they've outdone themselves on the artwork side of things. So just kind of wanted to quickly mention that. So that's very nice of them. Also, I'll quickly throw this in here. They also did speak about the whole voice line. I know that a few people have picked up on it, being like, you know, it's not that immersive. I think with the previous beta that they said it was a bit of a time crunch, but there are like original lines. There will be voiceovers and whatnot. They have the licensing for that. And I think the last thing to mention is that in terms of like story and whatnot, you know, a few things were kind of missed out and whatnot. Basically, story-wise, they're going to go a little bit more in depth of it, kind of fill in the missing parts if for the game itself, so that way people can fully be immersed and actually follow the line of the story of Bleach, of course. So yeah, I'll give it to developers. You know, they are trying their absolute best to produce a banging ass brand spanking new Bleach game. It looks promising. I'll give it to developers. They are listening. They are improving the gacha system. They are improving the gameplay, aka the targeting system and all that good stuff. They are they're adding additional content, trying to fill in those missing stories within the Bleach story, of course, for the initial story mode, of course. So yeah, I feel like with this beta, we are going to be getting a way more flourished of a game, and you know, because of course more improvements are to come. And so I said it before and I'll say it again, I stand by saying I think the CN version of this game will be releasing in September at the very least, which then gives us a way more polished looking game ready for that global release. And I'm gonna say maybe global, if they drop CN in September, I'm gonna say global for December. I think that is very fitting, because then that then gives them those additional month or two to kind of, right, let's get global situated, you know, whatever needs to be fined and flourished and cleaned off during the official release of the CN version, then they can kind of get to that and then do all the translations and whatnot that they need to do, so that global is accessible for global players. So that's the plan of action. We'll see what happens, but yeah, I'm eager. I'm gonna try get into this closed beta.